All right, here's a review for the quiz we're taking tomorrow. Again, some of these problems might be, listen to me now, some of these problems might be exactly the same problems on the quiz. Some of them are slightly different, okay? But every one that I do is the same style of problem that's going to be on the quiz, okay? Some of these might be identical, number for number, all right? Some, maybe not. But they'll look just like the stuff that's on the quiz, except the numbers are just different. All right, the first one, number 1 on the quiz. We've done this a lot. This says find the sum of the angles. Do you remember that? Find the sum. Now, the question on the quiz goes a little bit more detail. It says find the sum of the measures of the interior angles. I'm just going to say find the sum of the angles of a convex, polygon. All right, but they give you a specific polygon. The last class, I let them pick which polygon that they wanted to find the sum of the angles. Somebody give me their favorite polygon. Do you have a favorite polygon? Probably not. But give me a polygon. Dodecagon. There you go. Dodecagon. I did hexagon in the last class. So if you want to watch hexagon, go back to the video for the other class, and you can see hexagon. But Mario asked about a dodecagon. What in the world is a dodecagon? So one thing you're going to have to know is how many sides that word has. Okay, I'm not going to tell you 12 sides, 6 sides, 8 sides. I'm going to give you the word. Okay, I'm going to give you the polygon word. And you got to know how many sides go with that word. You with me on that? So I didn't do this in the last class, but let's go through a handful of them. Like 3 sides, what would that be? Triangle. 4 sides, quadrilateral, 5 sides, pentagon, 6 sides, hexagon, 7 sides. Yeah, some people say septagon. Some people say heptagon. All right, either way, doesn't matter. What's 8? 8? Octagon. 9? It's kind of weird. Nonagon, yeah, 10. Decagon. Okay, but this is dodecagon. All right, it's 12. All right, so how do I find the sum of the angles? I take how many sides I have. Let's do the general formula. Okay, if these guys would pay attention, that would be appreciated. So what's the general formula for the sum of the angles of a convex polygon? N minus 2, what? Times 180. So that's something you got to know. You have to know that. I'm not going to put it on the quiz. I'm not going to put it on the test. You got to know that. What does the N represent? How many what? How many sides you have. All right, so make sure you know that. All right, and then you can plug the numbers in. So it's N minus 2. So what am I going to plug in for N? 12, right, because this is a 12-sided polygon, right? So I go 12 minus 2 times what? 180. 12 minus 2, that's easy. What's that? 10. And then 10 times 180 is, you got it, 1,800. 1,800. And there you go. That would be the answer right there. That's what all the angles add up to be on any shaped dodecagon. As long as you got 12 sides, doesn't matter what the shape is. If you got 12 sides, they all add up to 1,800 degrees. All right? What do you think, without me even telling you, what do you think the second problem is? It has a lot to do with the first one. Find what? Okay, that would be a good question, but I don't ask that on this quiz. Okay, I don't know why I didn't. I probably should have. Maybe on the test it'll be on there. I don't know off the top of my head. But instead of finding the sum of the interior, right, this is interior. Okay, I just said I'm not doing exterior on the quiz. Find the single. I don't think I said it as single, but find each. Remember that? You had a whole worksheet where you did a bunch of these. I think on the worksheet it says find one of them. This says find each, which really is the same thing. It's the same thing. Yeah. Okay, so find each angle in a... Now, this is something that's different than number 1. In a regular, this only works. What we're going to do right now with number 2 only works with regular polygons. What does that mean to be a regular polygon? All the angles Right. Okay, all the angles are congruent, all the sides are congruent to each other. Exactly right. Okay, so that means every angle is the same. Agreed? Does that have to be true about this one right here? No. All right, on this one, it has to be true. A regular, I don't know, blank. Give me another one. Give me one of those polygons what's that? Hexagon. Okay. All right, so what I want to do is find each of the angles. Okay, find just one of the angles. Not all of them, but just one of them. But the thing is, I'm going to have to find all of them first. All right, so let's do that first. So, n minus 2. How many sides does a hexagon have? 6. Hexagon is 6. All right, so what do I do first? 6 what? Minus 2 times 180. But then I want to find each. This will just give me the sum. This will give me what all the angles add up to be. But if all the angles are exactly the same, how can I find each one of those angles? Divided by 6. Exactly right. I got 6 sides. I got 6 angles, right? So this gives me all the angles added up. And if I divide them evenly by 6, that's going to give me each one. So what's this? 6 minus 2 is 4. 4 times 180 is, what's that? 720. Divided by 6. What's 72 divided by 6? 12. Okay, it's a multiplication table. All right, you got to know your multiplication tables.
I think it's 10.
No, it's 12. It is 12.
Thank you. All right, so it's 12. So what did I just find? 12, or not 12, it's not 12. 72 divided by 6 is 12. What's the 0? So each angle is what? 120 degrees. All right. So if I had a regular hexagon, which means that all the angles are equal to each other, okay? They all add up to 720, but what's each individual angle going to be? It's going to be 120 degrees. All right. Make sense? All right. So it's going to be like that. The numbers might be different, okay? It may not be hexagon, may not be dodecagon, because I just asked you guys to give me polygons. But that's what you do. But you got to know the names of all your polygons. Everybody good? All right. Let's do this. This is number 3. This is a rhombus. What do we know about a rhombus? It's slanted. There are a lot of things that are slanted that aren't rhombuses or rhombi. Okay, but that's true about any parallelogram. What's specifically true about a rhombus? If they tell you that this is a rhombus, it's true, it is a parallelogram, and both pairs of opposite sides are parallel to each other. Equal sides, not just 2. How many? All 4 of them. All 4 of them are equal. All right, so if it's a rhombus, all 4 sides are equal. Guess what they give you? They don't give you all 4 sides. They give you 2 sides. I'm taking this right from the homework, okay? Quiz could be different. It could be the same, but this is what you saw in the homework. This is number 3 on the quiz. Okay? So what do we do to find? I want to find each length of that rhombus. Well, if I find one, what's the others going to be? Same exact thing, right? Okay, so really I'm just finding one, really, aren't I? So what do I do? Set them equal. Very good. I'm glad you said that because I say that all the time. Set them equal to each other. All right, so 3x minus 9, what? Equals, what does it equal? 2x minus 4, right? Right, because these are equal. All 4 of them are equal. Now, I don't know what this one is or this one, okay? But I know they're the same as these 2, right? So if these 2 are equal, I set them equal. We good? Now, what do I do now? Solve for x. That's it. All right, so let's get the x's on the same side. We've done this dozens of times this year. So it's minus 2x minus 2x. Add a 9, add a 9. Bring everything down. Those cancel, those cancel. 3x minus 2x is 1x. Negative 4 plus 9 is, no, it's negative 4. It's negative 4. So you subtract, take the sign of the bigger number, so it's 5. We good? Is that my answer? Do I circle it? Do I move on to the next one? No, because what did I ask you to find? Well, not just x. I asked you to find the lengths of what? Of all 4 sides. So I want to find, tell you what, let's just label this A, B, C, D, right? So I want you to find BC. Find BC. Find the length of BC. Well, how am I going to do that? I don't know anything about BC. Not really. I actually do, right? It's equal. It's equal to this, and it's equal to this, right? So if I can find either one of these sides, what's this side going to be? Same thing, right? So which one would you put the 5 into? BC? Yeah, I don't know anything about BC. The AB, right. So I'm going to go 2 what? Times 5 minus 4. Where did I get that from? I got it from right here, right? 2 times x, 2 times 5. Okay. I set them equal to each other, right? Because they're equal to each other. Okay. And then I got this 2x, put it over to the left side. I subtracted 2x from both sides. And then I added a 9 to both sides. Okay. The 9's cancel. The 2x's cancel. 3x minus 2x is 1x. Negative 4 plus 9 is 5. Okay. So that's how I got the 5. Now I got to get AB. All right. So 2 times 5 is 10. Minus 4 is 6. So AB is what? 6. So if AB is 6, what's BC? It's also 6. Everybody got that? All right. What if I ask for DC? 6. What if I ask for AD? Tell you what, just for the fun of it, let's plug it in and see if it actually works. 3 times what? 5, which is 15. 15 minus 9 is 6. So it does work, doesn't it? All right. It's a what? It's a bad number? 6 is? Okay. If you say so. That was Dr. J's number. What are you talking about? It was a great number. Dr. Day. Dr. Day. It's not Dr. Dre. It's Dr. J. Julius Irving. Do you know him? Before, there would have never been a Michael Jordan if there was not a Dr. J. Okay. Dr. J didn't have triple numbers.
Dr. Diddy. Dr. Dre is a rapper too.
I know. I know that much. But I didn't say Dr. Dre. I said Dr. J, who was one of my favorite basketball players ever. He played for the Sixers.
He's the first person to throw a lob to himself. I don't know which one.
Did he? I don't know if he did that. Oh.
Who is you?
Don't get me started on Larry Bird.
If he saw you in real life, he would call you a word. Can you chill?
When I was in college, are you guys listening to me?
Middletown Hall.
See, every once in a while, if I think of something, I'll tell a little story, but I won't do it if you guys just keep on talking. So when I was in college, I was a huge Sixers fan because the Sixers won. Okay, I'm done.
No. Continue.
Oh, goodness. All right, they tell you that this is parallel to this. All right, and they tell you that this, 2x plus 14, this is x plus 11. They tell you that this is 7 minus x. Again, this was taken directly from the book. Right. And they tell you, what do you think this is right here? I got one pair. I only have one pair of parallel sides, so it's not a parallelogram. What is it? It is a polygon. It's a quadrilateral, but more specifically, what's the thing called when it has exactly one pair of parallel sides? Oh my goodness. Have you guys been in my room for the last week? It does start with a T. I think Mario knows it. It's a trapezoid. Very good. But watch. So you should just be able to look at this and say that it's a trapezoid. How do you know that it's a trapezoid just by looking at it? Because you only have one pair. You only have one pair of parallel sides, okay? Now, you wouldn't know this just by looking at the picture, but they do tell you this. They tell you that this is an isosceles. What does that mean? What does that tell us? One equal side? Okay, so it's got one pair. It's got one pair of equal sides or two equal sides, however you want to say it. All right? Which ones are the equal sides? The bottom and the top? Look at the bottom. It goes from way to here, way to here. Is that equal to this? Look, this length, this top right here, is that going to equal the bottom one? It's not even close. Look, that one comes down to here, and this one comes down to here. This bottom one's way longer than the top. So on a trapezoid, an isosceles trapezoid, if it's isosceles, it's the two sides that are not parallel are the ones that are equal to each other. Okay, the legs, very good. All right, the legs are equal to each other. Okay? So by them telling you this was isosceles, that automatically means that this side and this side are equal. That's something that you have to figure out on your own. Everybody got it? They tell you it's isosceles. You got to figure out which one is parallel and which ones aren't. Well, they tell you which ones are parallel, so it's the other two that aren't. Okay? All right, so what are we going to do now? So if this is equal to this, set them equal. Very good. Not yet. Set them equal to each other first. 2x plus 14 equals what? Do all four of them equal like on that rhombus? No. But these two right here are equal. Equals what? X plus 11. So these two right here, this one and this one, are the same. All right, so now I solve for x. We did this once already. We're going to do it again. Subtract an x from both sides. That cancels. Let's get rid of that plus 14. How do we get rid of that? Good. Minus 14. This should be super easy for you now. What happens here? Those cancel, right? Bring down everything else. 2x minus x is x equals, what do we do here? 11 minus 14. It's negative 3. Very good, because it's add the what? Opposite, right? They're two different signs, so you subtract the two numbers, take the sign of the bigger one. All right, if I subtract the two numbers, I get 3, but what's the sign of the bigger one? It's negative, so that's negative. So x is negative 3. That's okay. We can have x equals negative 3. We can't have the length of a side be negative, can we? But we can have x equals negative. That's fine. So what do we do now? Somebody said it earlier. Plug it in. All right, so which one do you want to plug it in? This one? Yeah, the x plus 11 probably is the easier one. So I'm just going to write x plus 11. That's what we're plugging it into. So it's negative 3 plus what? 11. What's negative 3 plus 11? Subtract. 11 minus 3. Do it on your fingers. I don't care. What's 11 minus 3? It's 8. Okay, it's positive, so it's 8. So that means that this side right here, well, should have labeled it A, B, C, D. All right. So let's find all four sides, okay? Might as well. Let's find all four sides. So let's find this one first. We just, it's 8, all right? Yes, yeah, this is 8. So what's this one without doing any math at all? That's going to be 8. What about this one? We have to do some math. It's going to be what? 7 minus, it's going to be minus, it's not minus 3, it's minus negative 3. So minus negative 3. Okay. Y is what? Because x equals negative 3. X equals, no. CD. These two sides are 8. This is 8 and this is 8. Okay, that's not x. See, I plugged in negative 3 in for that x to get this. All right? So what's this? 7 minus negative is plus, so what's that? It's 10. So this side is 10. What do we got to do here? Same John, that's right. Put them in. So it's 14 minus 2 times what? Negative 3, right. This is going to be 14. What's negative 2 times negative 3? Positive 6. What's 14 plus 6? It's 20. So what's this? That's 20. So there's all four sides. I'm not going to ask you for all four sides. I'm going to pick one of them. All right? I'm going to ask you. I could ask for BC, CD, DA, or AB. I'm just going to ask you for one. I just did all four just so you knew how to do all of them. We good? I mean, it's just plug it in. There wasn't that much to it. All right. That was number 4. That was number 4. All right, we're almost halfway there. This 73. There's always 10 questions. Every single quiz is always 10 questions. All right, here we go. All right, let's watch this one. We just went over this just the other day, it seems like. We did this in class when we went over some homework. So you should recognize this. Let's go to here. Let's make this go to there. Let's make this go to there. Is this looking familiar at all? I don't think I recorded this, but this was one of the times we went over the homework. I don't know. Maybe I did record it. I can't remember. All right. So, I don't know. Give me a good obtuse angle. 130. Okay. All right. 130 might be a little easier to deal with. All right. So here's 130. And they're going to ask you to solve for, I don't know, call it angle A. They're going to ask you to solve for that angle right there. Okay. It says find angle A. All right. What do I know about this figure right here? Look, if these two are 90 degrees, that means they add up to 180, correct? Which means they're supplementary, which means they're also consecutive interior angles. What's true when you have consecutive interior angles being supplementary? That means that this has to be what? Parallel to this. Okay? They don't tell you that this is parallel to this. They just tell you that this is a right angle and that's a right angle. If they're supplementary, that must mean that these two sides right here are parallel. All right? If they're parallel, check this out. That's going to help us out with this angle and with this angle. We're going to compare these two angles. If you want it, you could do it another way, but this is the easiest way to do it. Do you remember this? When you had two parallel lines cut by a transversal? You remember that? Where's this angle A here? That would be right there, wouldn't it? Where's this 130? It would be that one right there. So what's true about these two angles? They're alternate what? Interior angles. Which means if these lines are parallel, alternate interior angles are what? They're equal to each other. They're equal. So if this is 130, tell me what this is. It's also 130. And that's it. You just found angle A. There was no math really involved. But there was some geometry involved, though, wasn't there? You had to realize that these two are parallel to each other. How did you know that? Because they told you that those consecutive interior angles were supplementary. All right, enough of that. Now we're halfway done. We did this one in class. Do you remember doing the other one in class?
Yes.
Yes, we did. You should remember this one as well. Looks something like this. That kind of looks like a trapezoid, but it's really not.
That's an upside down parallel.
Well, it's not necessarily upside down. You writing this down?
Yes, sir.
I mean, this stuff's going to be on the quiz, so if you're not writing this down, you're not doing enough.
I'm running down this room.
Good. I do care. All right. We'll call this ABCD again. And I want you to find all the angles, okay? They only asked you to find one of the angles on the quiz. I'm going to ask you to find all of them. Find all the angles. This is 6. You're not definitely going to get it wrong because you're going to learn how to do it right here. And here we go. All right, here we go. What do I know? Listen, what do I know about all 4 of these angles? Are they equal to each other? Not necessarily, because this is just quadrilateral. I don't know if it's parallelogram. I don't know if it's a square, a rectangle, a trapezoid. I don't know what it is. It's just a 4-sided figure. But what do I know about all 4 angles on any 4-sided figure? What do we do on number 1? What do we do on number 1? What do we do on number 1? Okay, find the sum of the angles. What is the sum of the angles of a four-sided figure, a quadrilateral?
180. No, that's not 180. It's 160. No, definitely gone.
I think I probably need to retire after this because I don't think I'm doing any good.
It's 360.
It's 360, correct. It's 360 on any quadrilateral. Look, let's do the work. You shouldn't have to. You should know it's 360, but let's do the work. It's 4 minus 2, right? Yeah, we did this on number 1 times what? 180. 4 minus 2 is 2 times 180 is what? 360. But that's one that you should know right off the top of your head. If I tell you, what do all the angles add up to on any quadrilateral, you should be able to tell me it's what? It's 360. So let's learn it now and not forget it. Here we go. So let's add up all 4 of these angles. We're running out of time, so I got to go a little quick now. All right. So 2x plus what? Let's add this one. 2x. Now this one is not plus 2. It's minus 2. Plus, let's do this one. 3x minus 10. Plus this one, which is 2x plus 12. Those are all 4 angles added up, correct? There's the first one, the second, the third, the fourth. They all add up to what? 360. So we add them all up. We set them equal to 360. They are not necessarily equal to each other. So you can't do that. The only thing you could do is say that they all add up to 360. So let's add them up. It's really not that hard. Okay, let's do the x's. Add like terms, right? Let's do the x. Yep. 2x plus 2x is 4x, plus 3x is 7x, plus 2x is 9x. Let's do the numbers. Negative 2. So let's do it right up here. So negative 2 what? Minus 10. What's negative 2 minus 10? Negative 12. So right here we're at negative 12. Negative 12 plus 12. What's negative 12 plus 12? It's 0. So this is 9x plus 0. Do I need the 0 there? Don't need it. So 9x equals what?
9x equals 360.
360 right there. Okay, let's solve for x. Divide both sides by 9. Everybody should be able to do this in your head. 36 divided by 9 is 4, and then a 0, so x is 40. Is that my answer? Do I circle it? No, because what am I trying to find? I'm trying to find all the angles. So let's plug it into this one. That's probably the easiest one. Let's plug it into there. You can do this in your head. What is it? This is 80. Everybody looking? So it's 2 times x, which is 2 times 40, which is 80. Okay? Let's do this. There's a 2x. We already know what 2x is. It's what? It's 80. 80 minus 2 is 78. So that's angle B. What about this one? This is 3 times x. 3 times 40, which is 1. Well, just answer my question, though. What's 3 times 40? 120. Now you can say it. 120 minus 10 is 110. And let's put it in here. 2 times x, that's 80 again. 80 plus 52. 80 plus 12 is 92. I did that wrong in the other class. I think I said 40. I said 2 times x was 40. I just realized it. So anyway, nobody corrected me. Nobody corrected me. So anyway, so that's 92. All right. So if you add all those up, if you wanted to, they would be 360. All right, that's number 6. Now we basically have, we got 4 more to do, but they're all, well, no, they're not easy. I was definitely not going to say easy. Oops. Let's do this. All right, here we go. Well, if you don't pay attention, you just fool around. If you just want to make jokes all the time, then it will be hard. But if you actually want to pay attention. All right. When I was reading off the answers to the homework, I told you that this was going to be on the quiz. It's not a kite. All right, here we go. Let's watch. Let's go A, B, C, D. And they're going to ask you to find, it doesn't look like we're going to have time to do the next problem. So listen to me. It doesn't look like we have time to do the next one. So after we finish this one, the bell probably ring. So go to the other class if you want to watch 9 and 10. Okay, so go just fast forward to the end. Watch 9 and 10 from the other class, okay, on YouTube. All right, so find angle ADC and find angle ABD. All right, I'm going to have to rush through this because of time, but let's do it kind of quickly. All right, where's ADC? There's A, there's D, there's C. So we're trying to find that whole angle right there, okay? Well, we know a couple things. This is a parallelogram. They told you, they told you that this was a parallelogram in the problem. I didn't write it down, but in the quiz they do. So that means this and this are parallel. This is a transversal. So if this is 55, what's this little bit right here? That's 55, okay? Could we find this angle? Because look at this triangle right here. See this triangle? I got a 48, I got a 55. How would I find this angle right here? Well, let's go 180. Well, let's do this. Let's go 48 plus 55 first. So let's go 48 plus 55. That's what? A 3. That's a 9 and a 10. 103. Is that correct? So then what do we do to find this? We just added those up. Then we go 180 minus 103, which gives you what? 77? So this angle right here is 77 degrees. That's one of my answers. That's ABD, isn't it? Everybody see that? So there's A, there's B, there's D. So this angle right here is the answer to this question right here, 77 degrees. What about ADC? What about this whole thing? Watch. This is 77. What's this angle right here? Just this part from here to here. It's also 77 because of alternate interior angles. Now, how do I find that whole big angle? This is ADC. I add 77 and 55, and I get 132. So this whole big angle, ADC, is 132 degrees. Listen, before you leave. Maddie, don't leave. I'm talking. Hold up. So, listen to me. Listen. Stand right there. Tomorrow, you are allowed to use a calculator, but with two provisions. You cannot borrow somebody else's calculator. You must use your own. If you don't have one, get one. All right? Second provision is you are not allowed to use your phone as a calculator. You cannot use the phone on or the calculator on your phone. Okay, you must have your own standalone calculator. So I will allow you that. You could probably do this without a calculator, but it might make it a little easier if you had one. Okay? All right, that's enough.